What's up, guys? DRJ here, bringing you some domination on what is this village? Big piece of shit map. I feel like this is like your very stereotypical CoD round. I hadn't played for a few days, and well, better part of a week, and so I was able to contain my bloodlust and able to slow it down just a little bit. Also, I was using accidentally. Wasn't even looking at my builds. I think I'm running kill streaks in this, but I had scavenger on instead of fast reload, so it's another way to sort of check myself and to slow everything down. And I think this game, like I said, it's just it so heavily favors those individuals who, play it fucking slow and play it safe. I think that it's, like I said, it's unfortunate, it's sad and frustrating. Just got done playing a whole bunch of rounds of kill confirm, so I'll have some of that stuff coming out sooner than later. But it was funny, I consistently went up against a few guys on the other team who were never on my team, but who did really well, and they were ADSing, and their play style was about as, I don't know, I just have, I want to say I don't have any respect for it, but at the same time, like I said, how can you get pissed at somebody for like I said, just doing what works within the game? It's if anything, I should be admonishing myself for not playing more like a pussy. So when I say more like a pussy, I mean like I said, this game just totally discourages any type of movement-based gameplay, and moving around the map is a great fucking way to die, especially if you're not going to ADS. And as I've said before, you have to have so many different factors, going for you to even play remotely like that. I mean, look at a kill like that shouldn't be possible. From that far away with that fast, I mean, there's no way that he ever could have spotted me, ever. Like, there's nothing that he did wrong, but he's going to die for it. Anyway, that's nice. Fun little spawn there. Not that I could really beat FMGs. I think that one of the things that definitely needs to change, and I'll talk about this in the rabbit hole vid, but is just the damage. You need to have the ability for, the strafing mechanic needs to come into play in face-to-face confrontations. And if people are dying so fast that aim and or strafing is not coming into play in close to medium range encounters, and that's basically the check you can use to evaluate whether or not your weapons are killing too fast. And in this game, every single time there's zero fucking aiming. That's why things like drop shotting are just brutally effective. Also things like weapon flinch like that right there. I don't know where that came from or where that got started, but I'm not really sure about this idea of weapon flinch. It just further reinforces the idea that the guy that get the first shot off wins, as opposed to the guy with the superior aim or strafing mechanics. It's funny, you wouldn't think that there's that much to, say, strafing and aiming, but there is. It's insane actually how much there really is to it. I remember playing back in Battlefield, and it's the guys that weren't, the guys that are normally pilots or tankers and stuff like that would try their hand at infantry skills. And at least before the game was patched into oblivion via Punk Buster, nobody was able to kill anybody. There was very, very, very little chance for them to kill somebody that knew what they were doing, which there really weren't too many people who knew what they were doing, to be honest. So basically what happens is, like, when you would go to strafe, a common mistake for most people was to they get excited and or anxious and things like that, and they strafe back and forth really quick. That means they are hitting A and D very, very quickly. What happens is I don't know if you can understand from the explanation, but they really don't move side to side very much. And so the goal was to strafe in such a way that, you know, you don't want to just go all to one side, because, you know, if you just keep moving out in a straight line, it's too easy for somebody to adjust to that. But at the same time, like, if you do it too fast, then you're not really moving at all. So you want somewhere in the middle, and it's almost a little counterintuitive to do strafing like that. By the way, that I just thought it'd be a good idea to use a G18 as my secondary, and I guess that was a mistake, because I thought I fucking hosed that guy. But this gun has the worst recoil, I think, of any gun I've used in the game thus far. Single G18, and apparently it doesn't have the damage to match. So, not really sure why the FMGs, like Akimbos, don't have that kind of recoil. Why a single G18 does is beyond me. Take this guy out. Oops. And yeah, definitely that fast reload. This gun is so terrible. Oop, there's another sniper behind me, and gotta love it. Let's see, where is he at? I can't tell. Moves it too quick. Snipers in this game, you know, I haven't played on console. That's something else I can chat about real quick. So, I'm in the middle of accepting a job offer, for better or for worse, to Oklahoma. So I'll be moving there over the next month. The downside is it's Oklahoma. The upside is that it's a central location, almost directly in the fucking center of the United States, as far as, you know, geographically speaking goes, and especially as far as servers are concerned, you are literally in the center of the United States, because for all intents and purposes, most central servers tend to be Texas, and or maybe Chicago, but, you know, usually one of the two, but usually Texas, sometimes Chicago. And, you know, living a few hours away from any one of those central locations is an awesome, awesome way to have a monumental advantage when playing FPS games. You know, back in the day when we played, obviously playing 42 and BFE, everybody always wanted to play in central servers because it's the most fair for everybody involved. The upside to that is that, you know, more or less everybody's on the same page. Most people, as long as the server is in, you know, something like Texas, you know, Chicago's a little farther away, but as long as the server was in, you know, something like Texas, then, you know, like I said, most people were, you know, less than 100 ping, which is great. So right here I decided to play like a big pussy, and it was funny because he's doing the exact same thing. He's not running around the corner, which means that we both have UAV on. I'm actually a little disappointed in the kill cams, and then of course I run around and get FMG'd before I can take him down. One of the things that I wish it showed in kill cams was their radar, and I don't think it does. It's funny, I mean, how many kill cams have I watched? I couldn't tell you for sure. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't show their radar, and I would love to know if they basically had used UAV to take you down, because, you know, it's one of the ways to gauge, you know, your, I want to say your reaction speed, but to gauge how you died. And if they're using UAV, then, well, I don't know, you really can't learn anything from that death other than you should run Assassin Pro. But if they didn't, then there's probably something you can learn about it, as far as, like, you know, his positioning, where he was at when he saw you, and try to avoid that area the next time. Got a grenade over there, which is strange because I just came from that area, and kind of threw me off a little bit. So anyway, like I said, moving to a more central location. The significant point behind that little tidbit of information is that I might be thinking about trying this game out on console. So we'll see what happens. There are just so few players playing on the PC, and I'm so terrible on the controllers that it's you know, it's really frustrating facet to it. But at the same time, you know, what's even more frustrating is just not being able to buy a game with decent ping on PC. Whoops, missed that. Brought it down. Yep, that's cute. Although that is rare. Most of the time when you're pulling those off and you're prone, people walk right by you, which is actually a little bit scary that you blend in so well to the ground, and you can it can be so difficult to see people that are prone. So there you go. You know, like I said, it's fairly standard round. Like, there's nothing special there. There was no great gameplay, and I feel like that's what it takes, is like slowly, methodically working your way around, if that is how you're going to play. And you know, you do well. I mean, that was, you know, better than a 4-to-1 KD, and can't ask for anything more. So, like I said, and most points kept. So, said it's just kind of sad that that's all it takes to be good at this game. So, anyway, like I said, we'll have some more rounds coming. Probably trying to do some kill confirmed, and I'm not gonna say stay tuned for more because I've been saying that a lot. So, peace out.